Dave. This is for Rock Radio UK, and today I'm speaking to a fantastic band that I've recently stumbled across. A band called Uncured. Zach and Rex, hello.
How we doing, Dave? It's nice to be here. I'm Zach,
And I'm Rex. We're
and
from Uncured, and yeah, we're excited to be talking all things Uncured, all things Warpath.
Yes. Well, I've come across the album Warpath, which is out next week, I believe, on the 21st of February. My
Yep,
birthday,
sure.
incidentally. Just saying.
Oh, happy
happy
birthday!
birthday.
See,
Thank you. But Warpath, I mean, what an epic album that is.
Well, thank you so much. We've obviously we put a lot of time and passion into it. I'm glad to hear the words you choose to describe it as epic.
Mm,
We do appreciate that a ton, and of course, you want to dive into it some more. But yeah, 1 week away until Warpath. Like four of the songs are out already,
yeah,
but there's eight more coming, so we can't wait for everyone to hear it.
brilliant. I mean, this is your like debut album as such, because you've only had a couple of EPs and singles out before, isn't it?
Um,
right? So we've been in music for a long time, but when you start at such a young age,
Yeah.
a lot of your work isn't really representative of who you are and what you're trying to accomplish. So this is our debut album, and definitely puts a flag in the ground, or a stake in the ground rather,
Mm,
as to the sound that we're trying to establish, and still leaves us massive room to take it any direction that we choose to in the future. So you will notice on Warpath there's a huge degree of sonic variety,
yes.
aesthetic differences between the songs, and on this album we really wanted to do our best to make each song uh, kind of encapsulate a different aesthetic, while still all falling under that global umbrella of Warpath, which is characterized by um, aggression
Hmm.
and, um, I'd say, unconventional song choices.
Yes. This is sort of like this is what drew me to it. I've been listening to it for a while now. And I mean, you've got things like Mask Sanity, then you go to Crucify, then 3 minutes and Closer, all very different songs, all lyrically, especially different songs. The sound as well, you seem to have pulled from various bits and pieces. I'm guessing you've got quite an eclectic musical taste. What you've drawn from. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, absolutely. We have self described. Let me try that again. We have described ourselves as new metalcore, because
Right.
we take the energy
Mm,
and raw power that comes with
mm.
new metal, and then the modern production and choruses that come with modern metalcore, and have self-proclaimed to be the champions of new metal, new
and
metalcore.
and like we take since we work together all the time, we do each draw from our own influences. So I'll start for me, for example, I was, in the past influenced by a lot of like progressive metal bands with a lot of like guitar solos, things like
Mm,
that, like old Dream Theater, Opeth. Nowadays I'm more influenced by like the new metal, like Slipknot, of course, Korn.
mm.
And so that's what like my side of influences. That's like what I bring to the table, which is very different from Rex's, which is a much wider range of things.
Yeah, I have I'm sure as most music listeners or just music fanatics in general do, you go through, a bunch of different phases, and like sometimes you'll wind up in a crazy place, or it's like for a month or two you're only listening to, this random band from 40 years ago. Like it sometimes you just you go down certain rabbit holes and then you stay there, and at least that's the case for me. So during the writing of Warpath, I was like very influenced by Eminem, Marilyn Manson, a newer band that's not so and bands like Slipknot and Korn as well.
Mm.
So it was a pretty eclectic, like exactly as you said, a pretty eclectic range of influences for Warpath. But that being said, the bands I just mentioned have written some of the most iconic
Yes.
songs ever, like to ever be written. So I think if you have a song that's that iconic, like, you know, Eminem or Slipknot, it kind of transcends genre and it transcends time. So
Absolutely.
definitely
Yeah.
nothing wrong with being influenced by you know, by those things.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I mean, but the other thing as well, you've got the like the harmonies going on, catchy hooks. You've got the, uh, it's just so many different things, and it works so well together. Um, because you're quite aggressive in your vocals at times. The lyrics themselves are quite brutal in places. The whole melody and whatever is in your face. But then you come across like the chorus harmonies and stuff like that, and it's like, wow, mixing all this up. It's like it could be like almost the perfect metal pop song.
Well, thank you very much. That is a very nice compliment to hear. Um, and to try to achieve a metal pop song, I think is a very difficult task
Mm,
that a lot of bands are and have been chasing, because there is a lot of difficulty in extreme simplicity. So it's in arguably, not even arguably, but for guys like us, it's so much easier to play a ton of notes and then
yeah,
just throw everything at the song and you know, practice it, play it, and be done. It's much more difficult to take a step back, focus on what the song needs, and then let, you know, the story and the aesthetic and the overall feel of the song dictate what goes where. And that's a much more arduous process where you know, it's so freeform
Mhm.
that you can go any direction with it.
yeah. I mean, it's some of the word counts per minute on some of your songs, like Manifesto. I mean, wow, I've got to take my hat off to
Oh,
you
what
because
did you say? A word count?
word count, yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, we never intentionally said like we're gonna scream as fast as we possibly can on this album, but you know, at some point we should try that. You know, we should go for a rap god or a Godzilla
Right.
section here or there, just to actually check the word count.
Right. The also but with Manifesto in specific, that song actually the vocal in the verse started off it was literally a different part. It was half the speed
mm,
and it felt like a little slow and brooding. So that was when Rex said he wanted to try literally doubling the speed of the vocal and we were like holy it sounds freaking sick. So yeah, but it was originally half the speed, felt very slow, and Rex is like, let's double this.
Good self-censoring there.
I didn't know what I was supposed to
Making
say.
it easy on the editors.
yeah. To be honest, nobody worries about that kind of language on these on my podcast, so you know, feel free to speak freely. Um, um, I mean, I suppose songs like Closer, I mean, that's quite can be quite a difficult song to listen to lyrically because I'm speaking as a father as well, so you know, but you know, you're getting away with it. I've got to say, it's still a good song.
Well, thank you. I mean, Closer, the original, as Trent Reznor said, is not a song about sex. It's a song about self-loathing. So I guess, regardless of how you interpret the song, yeah, as a
Mm,
father, that is definitely difficult, I guess, to listen to, and then interpret in your own way, regardless. But
mm,
I think that the way Trent Reznor explains the song, it's much more universal, because you know, everybody has some part of, whether it's themselves or what they see in other people, that they have loathing for. Um, so yeah, I guess you can interpret the song either way, but yeah, regardless, it's a very heavy song, even though it's not musically quote heavy.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's sort of like along a similar line, but I get the meaning behind the lyrics as well as prostitute, because you're not
Oh yeah.
again, you're not talking about sex really. You're talking about prostituting yourself out for whatever gain. So I mean, tell me what's come about on that.
Well, in any profession, any field, no matter what anybody does in life, you have to make sacrifices.
Mm,
Uh, not even to succeed, but you have to make sacrifices simply to keep going, right?
yeah.
Simply to just keep, you know, uh, keep pushing forward. There are sacrifices that come with it. So then the question that we asked in the song Prostitute is, how far are you willing to go to continue down that path? And then, you know, where do you have to draw the line to preserve your self-respect and dignity. And that obviously that where you draw that line is different for each person,
Mm.
but I think it's a question that everybody has to kind of rectify with themselves.
Okay. 3 minutes. Uh, I'd hope you guys haven't thought about doing this yourselves, but it's quite a. Uh, it is a very dark song, isn't it? Because it's taking 3 minutes to take your own life, shall we say?
Right. Well, the 3 minute timer is a microcosm of what's happening in a broader sense,
Mm.
specifically with today's youth. And there's there's a whole culture and subculture of recreational drug abuse
Mm.
that's also very frequently glorified in mainstream rap music. Even kind of it's polluting into other areas.
Mm.
And the main inspiration for that song was the deaths of multiple famous SoundCloud rappers, like Lil Peep, Juice World, Mac Miller, who all died of recreational substance abuse related
Yeah.
issues. So this song was really like attempting to de-glorify something that has been wrongfully put on a pedestal.
Mm. Mm. Absolutely. So I suppose to the casual viewer and the casual listener, they could misinterpret your entire album, really. But it's quite they're quite good and moral messages coming through in everything you write as well.
Hmm. So there's definitely if you just take the lyrics at the most surface level,
Mm.
it like there's parts that could definitely seem offensive and like what the heck is he talking about? But there's as like you said, there's more to every song than meets the eye. You just have to dig beneath the surface. And even with the like uncommon and sometimes crazier words, it's all in support of a more positive message and like if anything, there's always the motivational message, or it's not as dark or as twisted as the surface level lyrics say.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, we haven't actually touched about where you've come from yet. I mean, you're young guys. I don't know how old you are, but you've been in the business for a little while now. So I mean, where did it all start for you?
So yeah, that's correct. So I am now, what am I, 25? Am I 26 now?
You're
Holy,
26.
I'm
Yeah,
26. Oh my God, Rex is 24.
I know.
That we have been since we grew up, we're brothers. We've been writing songs together and playing guitar together. When we were younger, like 10 and 12, we were playing guitar together. We started writing songs together like in our teens. And then once we had a few songs together, we got a drummer and a bass player. We played some shows like in 2017. Did a bunch of tours, and
Hmm.
from there it really started to take off. Once we were writing songs and playing shows together with the full band, it's like we love this. We love touring. This is what we love to do, and it's going to take a lot of work to like make it to a sustainable level. But we've been putting in that work every day, and we're making good progress to a good career.
Okay. Okay. You must have learnt some tricks and some lessons from the people you've toured with over the years. Do you think
Oh,
there's
for sure, for sure.
Or also from the people we toured with, learning what not to do.
Yeah, it's like you can learn something from anybody, right? And whether
Yeah.
it's like you said, what to do, or like what Zach said, what not to do.
Mhm.
I think that's as corny as it sounds, every moment is a teachable moment,
Mm.
as long as you're looking for it, right? So it's
Hmm.
it's all about mindset and the way that you view things. But yeah, it is consistently our goal to improve and to take steps forward. So that we are in constant
Right.
pursuit.
Right. Like I'd say there's plenty of things we've learned from like watching headliners like, oh, this lead singer interacts with the audience very well, and that's something
Mm.
that's really helped shape Rex's lead singer persona. Like observing like the best aspects of the headliners set and seeing like, oh, this works, we should do this. I love how he talks to the crowd here, things like that.
Mm.
And just being touring and seeing how other bands travel. We've learned, obviously, when you're on tour, you need to take care of yourself. We
Yeah,
go to a Planet Fitness pretty much every day because if you want to put on your best show, you need to be in your best health, feeling your best, and taking care of yourself on a daily basis. So even when you're on tour, you got to make sure you get enough sleep, eat healthy, and take care of yourself so you can put on the best show.
excellent, excellent. Talking of shows, then, what's coming up? You must be heading out on
Um,
the road fairly soon.
yes, that's right. So we're at Sonic Temple in Ohio on I believe May 8th. It's the first day of Sonic Temple, so we're playing
Okay,
first day of Sonic Temple. And then right after, we have a bunch of dates that we're going to be announcing on Monday, actually, all throughout the Midwest.
right.
And it's looking very likely that we will be adding about two more festivals later in the year and hopefully tons of more US dates later in the year as well.
Now, when will this interview be aired? Because if it's after Monday, we can say.
It'll be after Monday. It won't be before.
Okay. Yes, so we're going to be announcing, I believe, 7 dates with Attack Attack across the Midwest.
Okay,
And
And
then,
more to come.
yeah, more to come.
brilliant, brilliant. So, what are your goals now going forward? I mean, what are your ambitions for the immediate future? Maybe in 5 or 6 years' time.
Short term, long
Sure.
term.
Well, like we said, we're in constant pursuit of becoming a better band, better performers, and the real overarching goal is we want to write great songs that are going to resonate with people. And Warpath was the focus of Warpath was much more on the stories and the aesthetic and doing something unique that hasn't been done before. And our thought process going forward is we want to write songs that get stuck in your head that resonate with people, and have yeah, that songs that resonate with people.
And so like
Zach.
obviously for me like and I know for X as well, but like for our career wise and short term goals, obviously we'd like to get to the point where we could consistently like draw 200, 300 people in like most markets, be like a sustainable headlining band,
Yeah.
as well as get some opening spots for larger bands as well. Obviously, we know all that takes a lot of time. We've done a few headline tours in the past, and like we've had places like Lubbock, Texas, where we've drawn like close to 200. So the goal is to obviously be able to do that everywhere and
Yeah.
just to be a sustainable touring band, and obviously just grow as much as we can.
Excellent. Let's circle back to the album before we finish.
Of course.
Warpath is out on the 21st of February, yes? Um,
Yeah.
One question I didn't ask. Production wise, who was in charge and who
Uh, I did the production on Warpath,
Yep.
um, and like we talked about, it was a lot of the focus of Warpath was to do something unique,
Mm,
something that always took a turn to the unexpected, right? So
yeah.
there's pros and cons that come with that, obviously, and it was a unique challenge to produce something like that, to try to do something different, but also sit within the aesthetic of modern production, and kind of the guidelines that come with that. So yeah, the production of it was a unique challenge, but we're stoked with how it came out.
That's right.
It sounds amazing, I've got to say. Guys, where can people find you and where can they get the album from?
Yes, so one of the most important things for a band of our size in that is that obviously getting the Spotify streams, the monthly listeners, the followers. So please add Uncured and Warpath to your playlists. Very good. I definitely, a lot of those songs go crazy on that gym playlist too. But also please check us out, Uncured Band on Instagram and Facebook. And also check out Rex's TikTok page, which is RexCox _ on TikTok. Tons of covers and more, good personality there. We do live streams there too. But yeah, and our website is uncuredband.com for tour dates, merch, as well as other links to streaming.
Brilliant. Excellent stuff. Well, guys, I wish you the very best going forwards. The album Warpath is absolutely stunning. I urge anybody who's got an inkling of of an affinity towards metal music to just listen to it at least once. But I think one listen will be, and you'll be hooked for life. Guys,
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Uncured, Warpath, that album is brilliant. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir. It was a
Dave,
pleasure.
thank you so much.